Dharmesh, what can you tell us?
Yeah, Teddy, I mean, it was the big question, wasn't it? Would Erik ten Hag stay or would he be sacked as Manchester United manager? Remember, he did maintain throughout all of the talks that he'd had with Sir Jim Ratcliffe and everyone at Ineos that he believed he would be the man to lead Manchester United forward. He still maintained that he was under contract until next summer at least, and he had no reason to believe that he wasn't going to be the Manchester United manager. And over the past couple of weeks, we know about this post-season review that Manchester United have conducted following that FA Cup final victory against Manchester City. And after that review that looked over the last season and the broader first-team operations, the club and Erik ten Hag held constructive discussions about what had happened over the past season and what potentially could happen in the future. Now, Manchester United, it should be said here, considered all eventualities. Now, by that, they did speak to other managers. They did speak to representatives of other managers, for example, Thomas Tuchel, Kieran McKenna, Mauricio Pochettino as well. But the clear conclusion after that review and after all of those talks was that Erik ten Hag would remain as manager. Now, as a result of all of this, both the club and Erik ten Hag are believed to be aligned and have now entered significantly negotiations over a contract extension. Remember, he's got 1 year left on his contract as the Manchester United manager. But following this review and following those talks, this is really significant now because talks have now begun over a contract extension for Erik ten Hag that would see him remain as Manchester United manager, not only for the remainder of his contract, that's the final year, that's next year, but beyond as well.
Dharmesh, how significant do we believe the FA Cup final win was then, particularly coming against Manchester City in the style in which it was achieved?
I mean, look, that was one of the factors that, the review would have considered, but it was the whole season as well, and that's why there was so much doubt about whether Erik ten Hag would remain as Manchester United manager. Remember, they had an 8th place finish. Never before had Manchester United finished that low in a Premier League season. They had a negative goal difference. And this followed a season when he'd won a trophy, the League Cup, he'd got them to the quarterfinals of the Europa League and got them to a 3rd place finish in the Premier League and Champions League football. But this season has not gone according to plan. Their defence of the League Cup, that finished early. They were knocked out of the group stages in the Champions League. Such was the poor performance of the Champions League, that they finished bottom of that group and they were eliminated from Europe before Christmas. So that in itself would not help Erik ten Hag. But I think everything that was considered included potentially the injury situation that Manchester United and Erik ten Hag had to deal with as well. And I think all of those factors together, coupled with, because remember, they did consider all eventualities here, coupled with maybe not being able to find another manager that they believe would do a better job than Erik ten Hag, that is significant as well. And I think all of those factors put together have come to the conclusion that Erik ten Hag is the man to lead Manchester United forward for the remainder of his contract at least, because now we have a situation where the club and Erik ten Hag have entered into negotiations over a contract extension.
Ahead of the transfer window opening as well. Dharmesh Sheth, thank you very much.